I'll have that forecast coming up, but your news starts right now. More development downtown. A look at what's ahead for Peoria's Warehouse District. And a future presidential candidate making a stop in Peoria. What Rick Perry had to say to Republicans in the River City. Thanks for joining us. I'm Paul Cicchini. Maria has the night off. Our top story tonight at 10, another developer moving into Peoria's Warehouse District, this time tackling the Murray Building on Walnut Street. WMBD's Hannah Hilliard tells us more about the project.
I've always loved this building. It's such an iconic structure.
And that's why Mike Chahowski and D1 Development are ready for this project. They plan on having the first floor be all retail or commercial, keeping Rodell's Brewery as the anchor.
And then we're going to have a mix of commercial on the upper floors and residential.
With a minimum of 32 units, and then a rooftop garden to top it all off. It's something Chahowski has wanted to do for a long time and has gotten the Murray family on board.
Really nice to be able to work with a family like the Murray family and to help continue their legacy in Peoria.
Which is exactly what the city was hoping for.
It's kind of strategically located between downtown and the Warehouse District.
The city has been working for more than 7 years to get the district up and running.
Sometimes in economic development, you can work really hard and not have a lot of lot tangible to show.
Assistant City Manager Chris Setti says it's beginning to show, and he says hopefully the Murray Building, along with some other projects, are just the start.
The developers hope to start construction by this summer and then have it finished by next summer. Setti also says local developers, along with out-of-towners, are showing more and more interest in different buildings in the district. Patients with kidney failure who could lose their Medicaid funding under Governor Rauner's proposed budget are making one last plea to lawmakers. More than 5,000 kidney dialysis patients in Illinois pay for treatment with Medicaid reimbursements. In 2013, dialysis providers received a 40% cut in funding, but were promised $60 per treatment would be reimbursed. Rauner's proposed budget does not provide those dollars. Cuts alone total more than $13 million. Additional proposed cuts to treatment and transplants could total another $16 million.
In the long run, that could mean reducing hours of operation and possibly even closing our doors, which would directly affect all of the patients that we serve.
House Democrats passed a human services budget yesterday that would keep Medicaid funding at its current levels, but that bill still needs to go through the Senate. Peoria School District 150 has bigger financial concerns than it first thought. At its board meeting last night, members learned the district is another $1.4 million in debt, bringing the total to around $4.3 million. It's not too late to do anything, or it is too late to do anything this year, but the changes will roll into next year. District officials recommended a number of cuts, which could save the district more than $9 million. But they will keep Woodruff Schools and the Knoxville Center open, bringing the remaining savings to about $7 million.
It will take more than 1 year to solve this budget deficit. It would be too draconian if we actually tried to do it all in 1 year. So, but we do need to make some progress in 16 and 17.
The final budget for next year needs to be set by August. The district says it will work to gradually reduce its deficit over the next several years. Now to a story from our Quad Cities newsroom. Students at Knox College are protesting what they say are mishandled cases of sexual assault and racism. Activists say they've been meeting with school administrators to address allegations of Title IX violations. Administrators say they're taking the concerns seriously. Now it comes as students held a protest in front of prospective students. They want the school to meet their demands of making Title IX complaints easier for students when it comes to sexual assault and racism.
We just feel like it's ridiculous that a professor can sexually assault a student and get tenure, and a professor can use the N-word in class and not be reprimanded because, as they say, freedom of speech.
College administrators say they're using their strategic planning process and other action steps to respond to the issues. They also hired a consultant to review the campus policies. Republican presidential candidate Rand Paul says drug laws are putting too many young black men in prison for nonviolent offenses. Senator Paul was campaigning on the south side of Chicago today. He says the nonviolent drug crimes are signs of a spiritual hunger, a lack of social support in ghetto communities. While in Chicago, Paul is leading a forum on what he calls liberal policies that failed to improve schools, courts, or economic opportunity. Former Texas Governor Rick Perry making a stop in Peoria today, speaking at the GOP Lincoln Day dinner. WMBD's Jacob Peklo was at tonight's event. He joins us now in studio. So, Jacob, we understand you weren't able to speak with Perry. What happened?
Well, Paul, you see, Perry is really booking himself tight these days. And before he spoke at dinner, he was up in Chicago campaigning there. And for someone who still hasn't formally declared that he's in this race, he sure is acting like a serious candidate. The Pere Marquette was packed tonight with people really interested to hear what the former governor has to say. He finally took the stage around 7:30, and his message was for job growth, securing the borders in America, and putting a lot of power back into the hands of the states. Leaders of the Republican Party here in Peoria County say Perry could be entering a really level field among his own party.
We have such a crowded field this time, and so, you know, when I was upstairs talking to them, I thought they maybe would have had a little better chance the last time than this time, but it's just really hard to tell.
Perry is expected to make his formal announcement on June 4th just outside of Dallas, and if tonight is any indicator, you can bet it'll be an affirmative. We reached out to the county Democrats tonight as well, and they say they don't believe that Perry is a serious candidate and that he's already alienated his own party.
All right, thanks, Jacob. Speaking of Republicans running for president, after months of speculation, Rick Santorum is making it official again. The former Pennsylvania senator announced he's running for the Republican nomination in 2016.
I am proud to stand here among you and for you, the American workers who have sacrificed so much, to announce that I am running for President of the United States.
Santorum launched his campaign today at a factory in the blue-collar town of Cabot, Pennsylvania. This will be his second run for the White House. He made a surprisingly strong bid for the GOP nod in 2012 before conceding in the spring to Mitt Romney. Counties in the 18th District are gearing up for the upcoming special primary election. Early voting gets underway tomorrow. A low turnout is expected, but in Peoria County, this will be the first election with a combined city and county commission. There are still some final touches to work out, but for voters, it may make things a little easier.
To vote early, you won't show an ID. You'll just come in and state your name, and then we'll verify that you vote off of your signature.
You can go to the Election Commission office on Adams Street, but they also have other locations lined up in the next couple weeks. You can find a link to those and all your other local election headquarters information. Just head to our website, ciproud.com. A major debate is underway in the nation's capital. It's focused on whether to pass trade agreements with Pacific nations. Illinois Senator Mark Kirk stopped in Peoria to share his side. Kirk supports the so-called Trans-Pacific Partnership, or TPP. He says it's an integral part of the state and country's economy. Today, he toured the ADM plant in Peoria, talking with agricultural professionals about the importance of trade. Despite support from President Obama, many Democrats, including Senator Dick Durbin, are opposed to the trade deal that's on the table. Some fear more American jobs would be exported as well. Caterpillar, on the other hand, is among those companies supporting the TPP. Ford drivers, you might want to listen up. Your car could be among hundreds of thousands that are being recalled. The Detroit automaker calling back 423,000 cars and SUVs because of issues with power steering. Vehicles under the recall include 2011 through 2013 Taurus and Flex, Lincoln MKS and MKT, 2011 and 12 Fusion and Lincoln MKZ, and 2011 Mercury Milan. Ford says electric power steering could be lost, which increases the risk of a crash. Still ahead, the search continues. What's making it difficult? Keep searching for 8 people still missing in Texas following severe weather. But Chris, it's feeling a lot like summer outside, and I think it's going to stay that way at least for a day or two more.
That's pretty much what it's looking like, Paul. We're going to keep the nice temperatures around, but the rain, it will be here within a matter of days. So I'll have that full forecast and more coming up. Don't go away.
You're watching WMBD News at 10 in high definition with Paul Cicchini, Maria Chandler, Chief Meteorologist Chris Yates with your local Weather Authority forecast, and Kurt Pegler with sports. This is WMBD News at 10. Central Illinois proud. This portion of WMBD News brought to you by Grossinger Motors.
At Grossinger Motors, we brought in a new team that's focused on serving our neighbors. With over 250 of the vehicles you want most. No games or gimmicks.
Right now, you can drive a 2015 CLA 250 for just $329 per month, or lease the all-new ML 350 for only $579 per month.
So stop by and visit our new staff in sales and service today. We'll be happy to show you how convenient and affordable owning a new Mercedes-Benz can be. At Grossinger Motors in Bloomington Normal.
At Trouble Free, our focus is on training our technicians.
With a good, well-trained technician, the customer's going to feel comfortable up front. Then that's going to build trust, they can really open up to you. If you get in there with the proper training and you can build that relationship, I really think that that's extremely important. The specific individual training that we've been receiving is really helpful. Not just troubleshooting the system, but it's also makes you more confident as a technician.
For more information, go to TroubleFreeInc.com.
Your buddy Ron once said he could install your ceiling fan. He couldn't. And that one time, Ron said another chili dog was a good idea? Yeah, it wasn't. So when Ron said you'd never afford a John Deere tractor, you knew better. Now, Ron does too. Introducing the E-Series, legendary John Deere quality, unexpected low price. See your John Deere dealer for great green tag savings on the E-Series family of tractors.
Peoria Park District Golf is affordable with new season ticket options, play cards and loyalty rewards. Whatever your handicap or skill level, you'll find a Peoria Park District course that's right for you. Peoria Park District Golf. Make your tee time with us.
In January I had surgery. I had cancer. You can't go through this alone. I felt like the time that I spent here, I really felt like I got my life back. And I really credit IPMR, the STAR program, for doing that.
The Storm Tracker Skycam Network, brought to you by Parker Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. Now, your local weather authority, WMBD's chief meteorologist, Chris Yates.
Thank you for sticking with us. Some absolutely beautiful weather out there. This is the current view out in Pontiac with a temperature of 64 degrees. Hard to beat this wonderful weather that we've been seeing as of late. We're going to keep it going for at least another day or so before the rain returns. Temperatures mainly in the mid-60s now here in Peoria. We've fallen back to 68. Bloomington normal sitting at a comfortable temperature of 67 degrees. Meanwhile, Peru 67 and Lakin cooling off a bit to 63. Storm tracker pretty quiet, at least across the Midwest. We've had some showers and isolated thunderstorms continuing to work their way southeastward along a relatively weak cold front. Back to the west, more showers and thunderstorms, plenty of which were severe yet again across the central and southern plains. And in fact, that's where Rachel Kay, our own meteorologist, is out storm chasing on a little vacation, and she got on this storm in southwestern portions of Kansas. Pretty rural areas out here, only some mainly farmland out here, but she managed to get this wonderful picture of a tornado earlier today. Obviously nothing around. These are the kind of tornadoes we like to see, if they're going to happen at all, happen in some open land. So Rachel enjoying herself on her storm trip, at least her storm chasing vacation. More severe weather to come, though, for the central and southern plains over the next couple of days, so I'm sure she'll be plenty busy going through the rest of the week. As for us, completely opposite. It is pretty quiet. High pressure keeping our weather quiet for now, but we are tracking another cold front. This one will not be coming out of the south. It's going to be a storm system coming out of the Canadian Rockies, and with that much cooler air, so by Saturday, it's going to be feeling a lot more like fall as opposed to summer. But as this cold front begins to push on through, we'll see widely scattered showers and thunderstorms on Friday, and then the rain will begin to let up on Saturday, ushering in some cooler temperatures with this nice area of high pressure building in from the north. So expecting highs on Saturday and Sunday to be in the upper 60s, and for some, if you're fortunate enough, you'll see your high temperatures into the lower 70s. So if you like warm weather, enjoy the next few days while it lasts. Now tonight, temperatures mainly in the 50s and 60s under mostly clear skies. We'll start off with mostly sunny skies tomorrow morning, giving way to some afternoon cloud cover, but overall it'll be a nice day with high temperatures right back into the mid-80s, 85 degrees in Peoria, 83 out in Bloomington normal. Your 8-day outlook, we'll keep it dry tomorrow. Pretty warm, temperatures back into the low to mid-80s. Some showers and thunderstorms possible again on Friday, and a chance for some morning rain showers on Saturday. We clear all that activity out. The sun comes back up and temperatures warming right back into the 60s and 70s and possibly 80s towards the middle part of next week. Paul?
All right, thanks, Chris. The search continues for 8 people still missing in flood-stricken parts of Texas. More rough weather is in store, which could hamper cleanup efforts. CBS's Omar Villafranca is in Wimberley with the latest.
Urban search and rescue teams continue to look for several people still missing in Wimberley. Some were in a home that was swept off its foundation. Part of the task, figuring out how far things drifted downstream.
Debris pile tends to be a bulldozer, if you will, that will come through and just take out anything in its path.
That's really hard.
Kelly Burns has lived here for 53 years and says she's never seen anything like it.
It's always been an incredible community town, and now I don't recognize it.
Search crews are carefully sifting through giant debris piles. There are hundreds of clusters like this one that line the banks of the Blanco River for miles.
We are safe.
The Martins family survived rising floodwaters in Houston by fleeing to their attic. Their home is one of approximately 4,000 structures damaged or destroyed in the city. The state can't catch a break.
Look at that debris.
Late Wednesday, a suspected tornado was spotted in the Texas Panhandle. The risk for severe weather is expected to stick around through Friday and into the weekend. Omar Villafranca, CBS News, Wimberley, Texas.
At least 3 people were injured in that tornado in the Texas Panhandle. We'll be right back.
When we created the Silverado Rally Edition, we figured, why stop there? These 4 new Silverado Special Editions are just the beginning. From this year's fastest growing full-size truck brand, Chevy Silverado. Or during the Chevy Memorial Day sale, choose this Silverado All-Star with a total value of $8,500 when you finance through select lenders.
See Ray Dennison Chevrolet in Pekin for this great deal.
We didn't spend hours researching the perfect destination. And we didn't go snorkeling for the first time. But we did help fuel the plane that took them far away to get closer than ever. At Enbridge, we believe when the energy you invest in life meets the energy we fuel it with, beautiful things happen. Enbridge, life takes energy.
Not everyone wants to follow the crowd, especially when they have a truck capable of taking them farther. And that's exactly what Ram 1500 can do, with the best fuel economy out there. It's this kind of leadership that has more people driving Ram trucks than ever before. Join us now during the Ram Memorial Day sales event. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus $1,500 bonus cash for up to $9,000 in total values on Ram 1500 Big One Quad Cab.
Hello, Paul. People will come, Paul. Come to Mackinac. They will come down your driveway and find their place. It will be as if they're on vacation, though they never strayed far from home.
Nissan gave a lucky few the ride of their life in the 2015 Nissan Altima.
Where am I going? Where am I going?
Nissan Altima with blind spot warning and up to 270 horsepower. Get the ride of your life at your local Nissan store. Choose Altima with 0% financing for up to 72 months. Plus, with bonus cash, save up to $2,000. Bonus cash ends June 1st. Shop ChooseNissan.com. Nissan, innovation that excites.
You're watching WMDD News at 10.
Police are searching for the people who broke stained glass windows at a church in Peoria. Happened over the weekend at Mount Calvary Lutheran Church. 6 of the windows were damaged, some pieces were broken off. The church says this is not the first time it's been vandalized like this. It happened within the past 5 years, and they say kids in the neighborhood are to blame. A woman is facing charges in East Peoria after being arrested on charges of prostitution this morning. Police were investigating Asian Body Works after receiving complaints workers were offering customers sex in exchange for cash. Police arrested 41-year-old Ming Zhang after they say she solicited an undercover cop. Now, tattoos have become more and more common for all age groups, but as Hannah Daniels reports, new research warns they come with health risks.
13 anchor. Newlyweds Caitlin and Adam Friedlander share a love of tattoos.
They kind of all blend together, but I'd say if I had to put a number on it, I'd say in the 20s.
The Friedlanders have never had any issues with their ink, but a new survey from NYU Langone Medical Center shows many people end up with complications from their tattoos.
The short-term things that people talked about and people reported happening were things like delayed healing, things that sounded like infections, pain at the tattoo site going on for longer, were things more like itching, scaling, raised areas.
Researchers interviewed about 300 people in New York Central Park with a tattoo. Most of them had 5 tattoos or less.
4% of people had reactions that came on and resolved quickly. But 6% had chronic reactions lasting months and in some cases years.
A lot of the things that we're seeing don't have to do with sterility. They don't have to do with anything like that. They have more to do with the components in the ink and people's bodies' reactions to them.
Study author Dr. Marie Ledger says doctors can prescribe antibiotics for infections and steroids for chronic problems. Surgery is sometimes necessary if a reaction is severe. Vinny Rosick has not had any problems with his tattoo.
No infections, no nothing. Healed perfectly fine.
He says he will not hesitate to finish the artwork on his arm. Hannah Daniels for CBS News, New York.
Something to think about if you're going to get some ink. Researchers say most long-lasting complications were found with the colors red and black, which are, of course, the two most common tattoo ink colors. It's a busy night in the high school sports postseason. Kurt Pegler has the highlights next in sports.
It only happens once a year. It only lasts a limited time. The Honda Memorial Day Sales Event. All Honda models, all with remarkable Memorial Day savings, like a new 2015 Honda CR-V for only $209 a month. Get up and go. The Honda Memorial Day Sales Event ends May 31st, so hurry to your Central Illinois Honda dealer or visit centralilhondadealers.com today.
Spend this summer in style, KBL style. From grills to patio furniture, KBL has the largest selection. Stop in today and we'll deliver it tomorrow. Yep, summer is just that easy at KBL.
You may be the kind of person that thinks you can only afford a used car. You know, $6,000 car, $150 a month payment. Don't do that. Chevrolet has a lease right now. It's called Sign and Drive. It's limited time, no down payment, no first month payment. You get it for $147 a month for a brand new loaded Cruze.
Or you can get a 2015 1LT Malibu for just $169 a month, sign and drive. And you still get the Green's Goods package, the $9.95 oil changes, and so much more. You gotta go green.
Out here, the days are long and full of laughter. Summer is finally here. So let's break out the lemonade and make every day count. And let Big R help with 1 pound of HTH Super Shock and Swim Pool Cleaner for $3.79, a gallon of 5% Algicide for $4.99, and a 4-gallon case of Liquid Pool Shock for $6.99 after rebate. Big R, you'll love what's in store.
Get into Peoria Zoo, safari through Africa, and explore the African plains and more. Lions, giraffe, and rhinos await. Get into Peoria Zoo.
At Illinois Retina and Eye Associates, every moment is important to us. From birthdays and anniversaries to books and ball games, our goal is to help you see better, live better. Trusted by families since 2003, our physicians provide comprehensive quality care and individualized treatments tailored for you. For routine eye care to cataract and retina surgery, Illinois Retina and Eye Associates is here to help you see every moment.
Now, your local sports with WMBD's Kurt Pegler.
The Chiefs with their second night of rubbing elbows with the big leaguer who is working his way back to the Cardinals after an elbow injury. John Jay, part of a Chiefs win on Tuesday night, back in center field and hitting leadoff tonight, getting the Chiefs on the board. Second and third for Jay in the third inning. Grounded to first. Nobody's going to cover the bag. It's a foot race to the bag. Jay is out. The run does score, but the Chiefs fall 8-2. He is expected to play one more time tomorrow. Hey, the Cardinals are playing well without John Jay right now. Colton Wong seems to have solidified himself in that leadoff position, and he opens the scoring with a leadoff homer tonight. Cardinals in front 1-0 in the first inning. Now they had a 2-1 lead in the sixth when the D-backs David Peralta singles home the tying run, and the go-ahead run will score on the outfield error here. It's 3-2 Arizona right now, late in the game. Cubs and Washington. What a pitching matchup between John Lester and Max Scherzer. Lester had 10 strikeouts in 7 innings. He gave up just 2 runs, but the Cubs didn't score any. Bryce Harper with a homer. Scherzer strikes out 13 Cubs hitters, and it's a 3-0 Washington win. The White Sox won today at Toronto 5-3, and the Bradley Braves are headed to the NCAA baseball tournament for the first time in 47 years. They left for Louisville today. We've got interviews with some of those Braves at our website, ciproud.com. Huge day in high school sports postseason. We start with the loaded Washington Baseball Regional, where the top seed is Metamora, and the Redbirds open with East Peoria, and their East Peoria is jumping out in front, 2-0. Brock Crippen with a single up the middle that's going to bring around the first run of the game. However, the Redbirds would score 10 of the game's next 12 runs. Ethan Skender's RBI single through the left side gets that comeback going. 10-4, Metamora wins, and the Redbirds await the winner of the nightcap between Morton and Washington, and this one goes extra innings in the 8th. Jared Little somehow shoots this one through. The base hit to the right, that's going to give Morton a 2-1 lead. However, Washington in the bottom of the inning with a winning run at third. Shane Semlo, the infield hit. Winning run scores. Washington moves on 3-2. Class 1A sectional baseball. Princeville and Illini Bluffs. A pitcher's duel early in this one. Chet Merrick gets the strikeout looking here. Scoreless game until the bottom of the 4th when Trenton Keelan for the Princes doubles over the right fielder's head. 2 are going to score. Princeville with a 4-0 win to move into the sectional final. In the other semifinal, Roanoke Benson battles A-Town, and Clay Knopfsinger with the single to left. That's going to score a run here for Roanoke Benson, but the Rockets could not keep up with A-Town, who scored in every inning after the second. Here, Colton German doubles to the gap in right center. An RBI here. The Tornadoes move on with a 7-5 victory. Soccer sectional semis tonight. Normal West rolling through Danville. Keely Theobald a hat trick and then some. She cuts back and rifles this one past the keeper. Still first half. This is not a replay. It's going to be number 5 moving into the number 5 position on the state's all-time scoring list. Congratulations, Theobald, and West is a 12-0 winner. Meanwhile, the nightcap pits Metamora against Champaign Central for the sectional semifinal. In the first half, Peyton Ronout with a ton of space, and she's going to put that one over the goalie's head from about 30 yards out. Second half now, one senior to another. Isabel Danner finds Brittany Johnson. She heads it in. The Redbirds are onto their first ever sectional championship after a 5-0 victory. Briefly, Limestone and U-High also won prep baseball games today, while Eureka, Brimfield, Washington, and Normal Community were among the softball winners. And the Blackhawks force a Game 7 with a 5-2 win over the Ducks tonight. Finally, back to that Metamora win tonight. Redbird center fielder Zach Thadler with one of the best catches of the year. Look at him in center field go out and get that one with a diving catch, and that kind of got Metamora going. They were behind in the game, and he charged him up with a defensive gem.
I just hope when they were running back that his buddy in left field said, I think you're going to make the highlights tonight.
Maybe he knew that, yes. Nicely done.
Yeah, nicely done by you, too. All right, stick around. Chris has a final look at your forecast right after this.
At Bob Grimm Chevrolet in Morton, we appreciate the important role that teachers, administrators, and staff play in our kids' education. That's why we are proud to offer the GM Educator discount to any employee of a college, school, or university. The discount can save you thousands on a new Chevy. So stop by Bob Grimm Chevrolet in Morton for more information, or check us out online at bobgrimmchevrolet.com.
Saluting the spirit of excellence, we are Bob Grimm Chevrolet.
At Ameren, Illinois, our focus is on delivering reliable energy and helping you use less of it at home. Thanks to incentives for upgrading insulation, rebates for replacing inefficient refrigerators, and other programs, over 500,000 customers have already reduced their energy use. Using less and saving more, that's something every family can appreciate, including mine. Ameren, Illinois, energy at work.
Why buy a Bob Lindsay Honda?
Why not? We have vehicles for every budget that are safe, reliable, and low cost to own. And a staff that doesn't just sell cars, but provide real service.
There's more than the car. It's the Honda.
Your buddy Ron once said he could install your ceiling fan. He couldn't. And that one time, Ron said another chili dog was a good idea? Yeah, it wasn't. So when Ron said you'd never afford a John Deere tractor, you knew better. Now, Ron does too. Introducing the E-Series, legendary John Deere quality, unexpected low price. See your John Deere dealer for great green tag savings on the E-Series family of tractors.
When you want a little spice in your life, it's Good Tequila's Mexican Grill. At 2 great locations, across from Grand Prairie and near Northwoods Mall on Glen. No one has better margaritas than us. Good Tequila's Mexican Grill.
Now is the time to save at Ray Dennison Chevrolet in Pekin during Ray Dennison's huge Memorial Day sales event. Save big on all cars, trucks, and SUVs. Save over $4,500 on select new Malibus. Or lease a new Equinox for only $249 a month with no money down. And save up to $10,000 on a new Silverado Crew Cab. Don't miss great savings during Ray Dennison's huge Memorial Day sales event going on now at Ray Dennison Chevrolet in Pekin and RayDennisonChevy.com. Central Illinois' #1 volume Chevrolet dealer.
Take the short drive today to see the goods difference.
Stroll through the shops at Market Square. Find unique gifts, clothing, gourmet food, wine, and so much more. We look forward to seeing you at Goods Furniture in Kewanee, Illinois.
You're watching WMDD News at 10.
All right, so we're talking during the break, Chris. I don't want to say you're crazy, but he might be a little crazy. Storm chasing.
Yeah. What about it?
Well, that you were jealous of,
I am a little
Rachel,
jealous
because
of
Rachel's out
You know,
running
if
around
I didn't
the
have
Midwest.
a family to worry about, you know, it's a great experience to at least see that out west. Out here, it's a lot different. It's way too populated to safely track much in the way of tornadoes. But out west, it is a great place to study these storms and see them in action. And if I could do it, I would certainly be out there.
If you say so. What about here in central Illinois?
We are not going to be dealing with anything like that. It is absolutely quiet. It'll be quiet tonight. 62 degrees, mostly clear skies. It'll be mild for tomorrow. If you like warm weather, you are going to be very happy. Highs into the mid-80s with some afternoon clouds rolling in, but the stormy weather does return. A chance for some strong storms on Friday, nothing overly severe. And then temperatures cooling off. 68 on Saturday, and if that's just not cool enough, 65. On Sunday. And then the sun comes out early next week. Temperatures warm right back to where they should be this time of year into those mid to upper 70s, back into the 80s. Hopefully, if we can hold off the rain on Wednesday and Thursday.
I'll tell you, the weather is baseball weather.
But thanks for bringing a little bit of September to us. That's
just a little taste.
Yeah.
Don't forget.
All right. Well, thank you guys, and thank you for joining us. Don't forget, WMBD News is available on air, online.